Hello and welcome to the Hermit's Table. My name is Jessica and I will be doing an intuitive tarot card reading for you. Um, I like to do what is called a past, present, and future spread. So what I like to do is 3 cards for your past, 3 cards for your present, and 3 cards for your future. We're going to go ahead and get started. I get called to do each sign as I get called to do them. Those are the ones I do. So I'm just going to take a moment and feel which one of the 12 I need to begin with. I'm hearing Cancer. It's like resonating within me as Cancer. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This is for Cancer. Past, present, and future, please. Past, present, and future for Cancer. What does Cancer need to know? Past, present, and future, please. Past, present, and future. I do not take reversals. I'm going to go ahead and let you know that off. Unless I am told to take a reversal, I do not take a reversal. Magician. Try to move these into frame a little bit so you can see them as we go on. Let's go ahead and get some more, please. If I can get some more, please, for Cancer in the past position. Thank you. All right, so like I said, as we'll go through, I will go ahead and pull the cards for you, and then I will go ahead and give you what each card means, what it represents, what placeholder it has. Let's go ahead and get another, please, for Cancer. Oh, wow, okay. The Death card, very center. All right, Cancer. I see a lot of growth happening here. Like I'm seeing a lot of growth, a lot of change happening for you, Cancer. They're giving me 2 cards in the same position, so that's what we're gonna do. All right, let's go ahead and get 3 cards for the future, please. 3 cards for our future. What do we have for Cancer for the future, please? 3 cards for our future, please. 2 more. 2 more cards for the future for Cancer. Thank you. 1 more card, please, for Cancer. One's flipped over already, so that must be your card. There we go. There we are. Here we go. Okay, Cancer. So what I can tell you in your past row, I'm going to go ahead and identify each card with you. This is the Magician. This is the Magician right here, and the very first position in your past, followed by the Hierophant, followed by the Hierophant. Then in the following position, we have the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles. So what I'm seeing past position wise for you, Cancer, is that you really, something has happened. I want to say, I don't want to give you a specific time frame because everybody's on their journey at a different place, but something's happened for you, Cancer, where you've manifested growth, or you've went from a, I don't want to say a juvenile mindset, but you went from a mindset of lack to a mindset of prosperity. Like something in you in the last, I'm asking them to give me like a number. From the last 2 to 3 weeks, even, something in you has truly shifted, Cancer. Something's different. You go from a musician who has everything they need in their arsenal to be able to move their life forward to actually using all these things like a wise person would. You are now wielding this power. You are now understanding that you hold the reins to your future and what you want. You've really grown a lot in the last 3 weeks. Not saying that you're immature or that you had a lack mindset, just that something has shifted in you personally, whether it is your own growth, whether it is your own the way you view your life or the way you view the world. Something in you has truly shifted in a very positive way for you. The Two of Pentacles is the last part in the past position. I'm wondering if you really weighed up, you know, who you were. If you really took a nice, good, deep, long look in the mirror at who you are you living the life you truly want to live? Are you on, are you using all the gifts that, the universe has given you to their full potential? Um, did you have to weigh up a job? Did you have to weigh up a relationship? Did something have to go for you to be able to prosper and move forward? Something, you had to choose between 2 options. Okay, is what I'm seeing. And I'm wondering if it's like this past behavior. Is there something you let go of? Is there something you changed? Is there something you shifted in your life to really hone in and focus on what you truly were trying to do or truly trying to accomplish? You cut something out or you brought something in. You made some kind of huge shift in the last 2 to 3 weeks of your life to really move you forward. Okay, is what I'm getting here for you, Cancer. Something has truly changed in a really good direction for you. Okay, that's awesome. All right, let's go ahead and talk about our present position. Our present position, we have the Four of Wands. That's talking about home, stability, happiness, contentment, fruit, as in like you're bringing home good money, there's groceries in the fridge, you're finding some stability and maybe some unstable times before, but there's some kind of stability coming in for you, or you're creating the stability. It's really like forefront in your mind. It's really something you are focused on. You have completely and totally closed a cycle. You have completely and totally let something go. You have said, not now, not ever, not again. Whatever that is for you, and because I'm doing a general reading, that can resonate for people in a lot of ways. You could have released a bad habit or a bad, tendency or a lack mindset. You could have released a job that wasn't giving you adequate money for your services. You could have um, took stuff that you had and used that to create some kind of income for yourself. You could have picked up a side job. You did something to break a cycle that you had been repeating over and over and over again. You finally got the lesson, you finally got the message, you finally got the memo, and you let it go, which is amazing because that means there's now more room for growth in your life, and we all could use more growth and more development. Okay, as we move along in your present situation, we have the Five of Swords. We have the Five of Pentacles. So there still is struggle. There still is like, why does it always have to be this hard? Why is it always when I am trying to further my life, push myself forward, step on the right path, do the right things, do I always have to be confronted with so much pushback? Well, I firmly believe that when you are breaking cycles and when you are stepping outside of your comfort zone and you are pushing back, you're no longer just accepting what the universe has for you. You are now saying, no, this is what I deserve. That's what you're going to find. You're going to find pushback. You're going to find hardship. You're going to find things that need to be overcome because you have now unlocked a level in yourself, or opened a door for yourself that the world and the universe didn't know that you were going to open. You now took a step off of the path that you had been on for so long. You're now traveling anew. You're now traveling a less walked path. So yeah, of course there's going to be obstacles. Of course you're going to be sitting there tired and drained because you're doing more and you're giving more and you're pushing harder than you ever have. Of course there's going to be lack. Of course there's going to be money issues. Of course you're going to have to, strive and save and scrimp and do these things to bring your dream into fruition. You know what I mean? You are breaking either a generational curse or some kind of thing that's been haunting you for a long time. Something that has been haunting you for a long time. You are putting a stop to it. And I am so proud of you. Whatever it is you are doing, Cancer, please continue to do that. Whatever that is, please continue to do that. Okay. Then in the future position, we have the second chance card, the judgment card. So this was all meant to be. This was all meant to be. You were meant to cut this out. You were meant to get a new job. You were meant to do something different. You were meant to be like, that is enough. I'm done with that. I'm done with the lack mentality. I have all these resources at my disposal. I'm now going to use them to the best of my abilities to move myself forward. You were given a second chance by the universe, by divine, by spirit. You needed it. You weren't going to have it any other way, Cancer. And I really, that's awe-inspiring as somebody, just over here watching, because like I could use some of that in my life right now, not just settling or not just taking what the world wants to give you, really forging ahead and making your own path and doing your own thing. That's extraordinary. That's courageous. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the second chance. The second chance is then followed by the Page of Swords. So there might be someone coming in with some communication for you. Maybe it's on a business project. Maybe it's someone who's watching you do this and they're inspired by you and they're going to come and ask you like, "Hey, how are you doing this? Hey, what are you doing? Hey, I want to be a part of it. Is there a way I can get in this with you?" Like there's somebody's going to come to you and have this conversation with you or talk to you about the fact that you broke a cycle and they can see it and they want a second chance too. They think that whatever you're doing is great and they too want to emulate or be part of that change and shift. So you really are inspiring to other people right now, Cancer. And then deep down in the future, we have the Nine of Swords. So yeah, it's going to cause you some anxiety. Yeah, the unknown, the not doing what you always do, the not following that traditional, pattern, that rhythmic pattern of get up, go to work, go to sleep, get up, go to work, go to sleep. Of course, that you changing it now, it's going to cause you some anxiety because the unknown is a scary thing for anybody. Okay, Cancer. The unknown is a scary thing for anybody, and anybody who's ever started a business or left someone or had to go out and get a new job, or it's all frightening. Everything that is unknown is scary, and it's supposed to be. But only the brave, only the ones who are willing to take the chances, are the ones who are willing to get the rewards. So let's go ahead and pull some clarification cards for the past. Let's go ahead and get one for the Magician. Let's go ahead and get one for the Magician, please. In the first row, in the past energy, Magician, we got the Six of Pentacles next to the Magician. I'm trying to make sure you can see these guys, okay? Okay, so with the Magician and the Six of Pentacles, I'm really seeing that you called for balance. You stepped up and you said something is not balanced, something is imbalanced. I am working too hard, not getting enough money. I am giving too much of my service and not being paid enough for it. I need stability. I need equal give and take. I need either a partnership to match up with me and meet that equal give and take, or I need to take the things that I have given, the things that I'm giving to others, and I need to realize that I have to give some of that back to myself, and I have to find a balance, a healthier balance for me. Okay, so something along the line had to shift, had to change. There was some kind of balance that had to come into play for you, Cancer. And it looks like it was important that it happened when it happened. It's it's funny. They're showing me dominoes right now. So this moment where you decided you needed change or you needed um, the balance is really the domino effect that led you to making these huge changes or shifts in your life. Something happened that caused you to be like, no, this is unfair. No, this is unbalanced. The scales are not right here. I have to fix it. So something happened. Let's go ahead and talk about the Hierophant. Go ahead and talk about the Hierophant. Thank you so much. Just give me one moment. A card fell on the ground. The King of Wands. So for some of you, there was someone that this could be relationship based, but I don't want to just solely focus on relationships here. Life is so big and so broad. Why would it always just be about relationships? So some of you here, there was a man in your life who shows up right here as the King of Wands, and I'm getting multiple feelings for this, so I'm just going to take a second to collect it because I need to make sure I'm saying what I'm supposed to say. Okay, so there could be a man in your life who's represented by the King of Wands. It could have been a boss or a partner. Take it as it resonates. It could also have been a female partner. Just because it's a king doesn't mean it's gender specific. It just means that there's somebody in your life who was not balancing with you or needed help to understand what balance meant. Okay, so they didn't come to the table balanced. Okay, they came with their drama and their nonsense and their craziness, or they don't have a work-life balance, and you're working and they're working, and it's not, the work-life balance isn't quite on cue, isn't quite on par, and you were smart enough and wise enough to stand up and say, hey, listen, things have to change. We have to make a plan to fix it. There has to be a way for you to do it and me to do it, and us both to carry this burden. That way it doesn't just fall all on me. Now, if we're talking about a job here, this could be you're at work and you notice that everyone else in your job is getting, you know what I mean, is getting an even dose of work, but somehow your desk is always stacked way higher with papers than everybody else's. You know what I mean? So you have a conversation with a boss or with a manager, and you're like, hey, listen, if you're going to continue to work me like this, I'm going to need more compensation for the work that I am doing. Okay. And some of you had to cut this, either this person off who's in your life, or you had to cut this job off that was in your life, or you had to stand up for yourself and say, enough is enough. I deserve more money. I need a raise. I know what my value is. Let's go ahead and talk about the Two of Pentacles. This is talking about the things you had to choose between. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Some of you just laid it down. Some of you just laid it down. Some of you just walked away. Some of you just said, I'm done with it, and you completely and totally cut it off. If it was a job, you quit, or you put in your notice, or you went and found another job because you are unhappy with the amount of work you were doing for the amount of money you were getting. You noticed that you yourself were personally honed in on and focused in on to do the majority of the work because you would do it. Because your skill set and your ability to manifest and do everything that you do was awe-inspiring by somebody else, and they were offloading work on you. They were offloading their responsibilities on you. They were taking advantage of you, and you decided, no, I need balance. If you want more work, I want more money. If this is a relationship situation, you were carrying 90, they were carrying 10, you were done with the carrying 90. You wanted them to start, you wanted to shift some of that onto them, and for the two of you to figure out a way that was more comfortable and healthy to cope and move forward in your life. You made a huge shift or a huge change, and it's because of the Ten of Pentacles. You don't just want the money. Okay, it's not just about money for you. It's about the balance. It's about the stability. It's about, don't get me wrong, money's great. I'm not going to say that it's not, Cancer. But you are like, listen, fair is fair is fair, and we're going to be fair here. I do a darn good job. I deserve to get adequately compensated for the amount of time and energy and effort I put into this. And if not, I'm going to go find somebody who will value my services and pay me adequately. And you created, when you did that, when you made this huge shift, either with a person or a career, or you stepped out on your own, wherever you made this shift 2 to 3 weeks ago, it really created harmony. It changed. It changed your home life. It changed the way you cultivate your fruit and your land and the way you make your money. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's stressful. Yeah, it's uncertain. Yeah, you're lack right now. Yeah, you're worried about how you're going to do it all. But you finally closed that cycle. You finally let that go. You finally said, I am not getting enough out of the ground that I have planted these seeds in. It is time for me to pack up and find a new ground to plant these seeds in. Let's go ahead and get one for the Four of Wands. For Cancer, please. For Cancer, please. Thank you so much. Yeah. You realize you're your sun in your garden. You are the sun in the garden. You are the reason why the flowers grow, why the plants bloom, why things get done. It's you. It's you. The reason why all that work got done was you. The reason why the company made the bonus this month, or made, a better grade or a better mark, or did whatever the company accomplished this month, was because of you, your hard work, your dedication, your time, your energy. Same thing with the relationship. If you're in the relationship, you realize you're sunning your own garden. They're not sunning you. They're not sunning the plants. They're not tending to the garden that is your life. And you get tired of being the sun sometimes. Somebody else needs to take the reins every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? You need to be able to sit down and take a moment to breathe. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the Death card. Let's go ahead and talk about the cycle that was closed or ended in the very center. It's either closing or ending out right now, or in the process of doing that. The Two of Wands. You had to choose between two paths. Same thing back over here with the Two of Pentacles. Are you going to stay where you are and deal with what you're dealing with? Or are you going to go ahead and put your foot down and say, enough is enough, I deserve better? Are you going to stay on this track with this human, if it's a relationship, with this person that's not going anywhere, that you are just literally investing yourself in over and over and over again, hoping for a different result? Or are you going to go ahead and cut it off at the knees and pick up your stuff and go replant your garden in someone else's field? Or are you going to continue down this journey with this person? You were presented with a choice. And the choice was, you made it. You made a choice. You said, okay, what does the past show me? What does the present show me? What does the future show me? What am I looking at if I stay where I am in the next 2 months, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? What is it going to look like for me here where I'm at, where I'm planted? Am I happy here? Is this really going to give me the yield of fruit and the yield of happiness? And am I really going to be able to take this and really be happy with what I've grown here? So two paths were presented to you, and you had to choose which one was best for you. Point blank period. I mean, don't get me wrong. You had to be like, okay, if this is a job, am I going to continue to be here for another 2, 4, 5, 8, 10 years? And am I going to be where I want to be in that time? You know what I mean? So yeah, things are a little uncertain. You know what I mean? You took a risk, you took a jump, you took a leap, you changed your circumstances. You said, no, not good enough, try again. And I'm proud of you, Cancer. That's amazing. Like I said, not many people are brave enough to do that. Not many people are brave enough to do that, but you did it. The King of Pentacles. Ooh, okay. So this is either going to talk about someone coming in future-wise for a relationship, or a potential boss or potential buyer, or someone who's coming in with money. Like they see what you're doing, they see what you're about, they see how you're, doing what you're doing, and how they're like, no, no, no. See, I was watching you when you were at the other place, and I know personally that you need to come work for me. Like I know because I've seen your product and what you do, you need to come work for me. Or they're seeing that you're taking it and stepping out on your own, and they want to get in there with you. They have money, they want to back you. Okay, you want to open a restaurant? I'm going to help finance your opening a restaurant. Hey, I saw that you're the reason why the company met their quota this month on sales, or you're the reason why, you're leaving this law firm. You're leaving this law firm, you're going to start another one. I want to come be partners with you. I want to back you because I know and I see what you are doing. I know you are money. I know you are worth it, and I know you're worth my investment. So that's what it is. Now, if this is relationship based, this is somebody else coming in who's going to offer you stability. Okay, Cancer? If this was you had to leave a relationship, if this person wasn't healthy for you and you had to cut them off because they just couldn't understand how the give and take work, how they couldn't figure out the balance, and you were like, that's enough. If you can't balance, I'll balance it for myself on both sides. I'll be mommy and daddy. You know what I mean? Like you were like, that's enough. I'll take care of it. But there's someone else seeing you and seeing like your capabilities and what you bring to the table, and they want to be a part of that. They see the growth, they see the beauty, they see the joy in you, and they want to be part of that. So don't worry, it's coming. If it hasn't already came, if they haven't even already showed up in your life. Let's go ahead and talk about the second chance, the Judgment card. Let's go ahead and get one for Cancer, please. One for Cancer. All right, we have the Justice card. So this was bound, this was destined. You were tested for a reason. You needed to see that you can create your own balance by yourself. You needed to trust yourself. Like this whole exercise and whole thing was to bring you to your highest self, was to push you up into the light, and to remind you that you are not second best to anyone or anything. You are number one, which is hard for a lot of us because we don't feel like we're valued, or we don't feel like we're worthy. You know what I mean? So a lot of us, suffer with that, not knowing our own worth. But this exercise, this whole thing that happened to you is part of the growth experience for you. You were meant to go through all of this so you could see this. You get a second chance. Everyone gets a second chance. Every time we wake up in the morning, it's an opportunity to do things different, to change our situation, and to be better than we were the day before. And that's the justice in it. You determined that you were going to find your justice. If justice wasn't coming for you, you were coming for justice. You know what I'm saying? If you couldn't get justice, that's okay. You were going to make your own justice. And I'm proud of you for it, Cancer. That's amazing. That's amazing. Let's go ahead and get the Page of Swords. Let's find out what that's about. That's a message of some kind. Let's go ahead and see what kind of message it is, or what's it about, or what's it pertaining to. Page of Swords in the future. Page of Swords in the future. Page of Swords in the future. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right, Cancer, let's take a, oh, I got two. Okay, so like I said, for some of you, you decided to take a complete and total jump. You were like, that's it. We start anew. We start afresh today. We leave the job, we find a new one, we break up in the relationship, we start over from the beginning. I am done, and you jump into the Fool card. You take nothing with you. You can keep the house, you can keep the car, you can keep it all. You can keep the job, you can keep the money, you can keep it all. I don't want it. It's not worth it for me anymore. I know I can go find it somewhere else. And someone else is gonna either, you might leave and then be like, yo, when we put our 2 weeks notice in and where are we going? Like someone might be trying to follow you out the door. Like someone might be like, oh, you leaving? Me too. Where are we going? Where are we going? Just when you put your 2 weeks notice in, go ahead and write my name on the back. Me too. Someone's gonna see that. Someone's gonna know that. Someone's gonna be like, hey, listen. What are we doing? Because I'm ready to take a leap with you. I believe in you. I know what you're doing is right. I know what's happening here isn't. I know that we're being crushed and that it's not okay anymore. So where are we going? You know? And then the next one is the 8 of Cups. So yeah, it's dark. It's scary. You don't know where you're going. You don't know how you're going to get there. You're literally throwing everything into faith. Like you're literally like, you know what? There has to be more. There has to be better. This can't just be it for me. This can't just be it for me. You know what I mean? And then there is these being scared, and you're going to have naysayers. You're going to have people who tell you you're crazy. You're going to have people saying, what are you doing breaking up with so and so, or why are you doing this, or how do you think you're going to go out on your own? You're going to tell your boss you're leaving and they're like, ah, good luck, and you're going to be like, okay, bring on hate. Bring on hate. That's fuel, baby. That's fuel. So let's go ahead and get one for the 9 of Swords. And yeah, you're going to be stressed. It's going to stress you out, man. But they always say diamonds are made under pressure. So this might be the pressure you need to be made into the diamond you were looking to be made into. Let's go temperance. Temperance. How do we turn? How do we turn water into gold? How do we use the elements to turn one thing into another thing? It's time. And temperance and patience and determination and list making and fact checking and doing your research and literally painstakingly with that time creating and shifting and making different life choices to get you to your goal. It is not you wake up one day and you are a millionaire. It is not one day you blink and you're the CEO of a company. It is not everyone told Bill Gates he's crazy for making computers in his garage. We all have things, okay? We all have gifts, okay? We all have things that we're great at. And, you know, sometimes it takes us being backed up against a wall to really realize that that's not who we were. That's who we were forced to be due to the circumstances we were put in. And when you break chains and when you rewrite things and when you say enough is enough and you go out on your own, you are going to have to be diligent. You are going to have to painstakingly put in the time, the energy to find the clients, put in the time and energy to push your product, put in the time and energy to date people. Okay, this is not going to be an easy road. Nothing in this life is easy. Nothing in this world is easy. If it's meant to be, if you're meant to have it, it's going to be hard. If you're trying to find the person of your dreams and you are painstakingly going on date after date after date, and it is just gross out there because the dating pool can be disgusting, it's painstaking, but you're going to have to continue to do it. You're going to have to continue to bite the bullet and continue to push yourself forward. You're going to have to continue to go through the naysayers. Okay. You're going to have to continue to go through the people who doubt you and who judge you and who don't think you're good enough. You're going to have to continue to do that. You're going to have to continue to remain strong. That source strength that you are tapping into, that thing that you are tapping into right now, that source strength, that's an amazing power. And you have it. You have it. You either have it finding it or in the process of finding it, but you are tapping into source strength within yourself. And that is amazing, Cancer. Let's go ahead and get 3 more cards for Cancer, please. 1, 2, 1, 2. One more, please. 3, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and talk about the 3 cards that you got. You got the Hermit. The Hermit talks about an inner journey, an inner quest, inner wisdom, inner strength. I was just mentioning source power to you. It's really when you quiet the outside noise. We all have 3 selves. We have our private self, we have our public self, and then we have our work self. So we have 3 selves, and you're gonna have to quiet work self, you're going to have to quiet public self, and you're going to have to just take a nice long walk with personal self and hold their hand and go through it and figure out what you're truly looking for in this life. Is it money? Is it a steady relationship or a steady marriage? Is it more quality time with your children? Is it, you know, like I said, there's something that you're going to have to go on an inner journey or any inner quest for to find your light, your beacon, the thing you use and hold on to in your darkest hours. You're going to have to find that. And you're going to have to bring that to the front because it is not only needed, it is required at this time for you, Cancer. It is required that you are at your mental, emotional, and physical best, okay? Mental, emotional, and physical best, Cancer. That is what is required of you at this time. Somebody's going to try to offer you something. I'm getting like this pulled feeling on both sides. So like if it's a past relationship, they're going to try to offer you something to make you stay. Oh, but I'll change. Oh, but I'll bring more money in. Oh, but I'll help. Oh, but I'll, and you don't want to hear no part of it. The boss, you're about to leave or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, I'll offer you more money. Oh, here's the raise. Oh, here," but your mind is made up. You realize that the fields here are dead. You're not going to grow any more soil, anything in the soil anymore. It is used up. It is no longer good. And they're going to offer it to you, and you're not going to want it. You're going to be good. You're going to be good. You're like, no, you can keep it. No, it's for you. No, 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 no. It's for you. That's for you. This future, me looking at you, me thinking about being you in 20 years, that's not for me. 10 years, that's not for me. That's for you. That's your future. Mine's different. I hold different cards. And that's the Three of Pentacles right there. That's God, universe, and spirit all working right here. Guardian angels above you, watching down on you, working to make sure you are walking down this path. They are enlightening and they're holding a light and shining the way for you to see that this was all part of your journey, that you needed this. You needed to know what your value was. You need to know what your worth was. You needed to stand in that mirror and see who's truly looking back at you. You know what I mean? You're not a worker drone. You're not somebody's mother. Okay. You're so much more. You are so much bigger. You are so much brighter, Cancer. And you've really changed. You've really made people talk about change. People talk about, resetting or redoing stuff. But you buckled down and just did it. Okay, let's go ahead and get 3 cards for Cancer, please. 3 cards for Cancer. Let's go ahead and see what Cancer has here. What can we help? What can we give them for Cancer, please? This is the Moonology deck that I'm pulling from right now for you, Cancer. We have meditate and contemplate. That goes back to the Hermit card again. I really need you to go into a self-hibernation mode, Cancer. I really need you to quiet, excuse me, quiet the professional self and quiet the public self and just honor the personal self right now, who you are at rest when no one's watching. I really need you to honor that person right now and meditate and contemplate on what you want to do from here. You have ripped up all your seeds. You have packed up all your bags. You have left everything now. It's time to start over. Where do you want to start over at? Where do you want to begin? What do you really want to do? You know what I mean? And then we have don't let your pride get in the way. So don't be too prideful in this moment. Like, it is great that you've done all this. It is great that you've done all this. It's great that you've stood up for yourself. But do not let that source power turn into pride. Does that make sense? Do not let the fact that you are tapping into this extraordinary gift of source power that you hold within yourself, Cancer, but you taking that power and then wielding it in a negative direction. Okay, really hone in and focus that this is not about boasting yourself. This is not about being prideful. This is about really focusing on what you know you deserve and honing in on how to get from where you are to where you are going. You need a map. You need a vision board. You need a plan. You are going on a quest to go to wherever the quest is at the end of your journey. You need to figure out how realistically we get from here to here to here to there. And you need to do that. That is what's really going to help you. Do not let your pride stop you. You might have to do some crazy shit, some crazy stuff between here and there to get there, so you can get there, but you need to come up with a way to do that. You need to balance your practicality and your spirituality. So right here, we're getting the fish again. It's really balanced. It's really, really balanced. Like I said, that's why we have two of the there's the Six of Pentacles, there's the Justice card. They both have scales. It really is balancing. You have a spiritual self who, excuse me, who feels enlightened, who feels called, who trusts their intuition. I shouldn't say she or he, who trusts their intuition, and who really hone in and focus on, you know what I mean, that part that's like, hey, you feel called to do something. You need to honor that. That's your spirituality. But the practical side of you too also needs to be balanced. Well, I know I have a calling to do this, but how do I realistically get there? I know I want to write a book one day, or I know I want to be a singer, or I know that, I know I have to do these things for now to pay the bills, but how am I going to get myself from where I am to where I am going? It takes a plan. It takes a map. It takes you have to take a journey to get where you're going. Okay, let's go ahead and get you some animal spirits. What animal spirits are watching over my lovely cancers right now on this journey, this new quest they have so bravely taken on by themselves? Let's go ahead and get it for Cancer, please. For Cancer, please. For Cancer, all right, Cancer, you got the fire ants and the raccoons. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up to the screen so you can see that. The fire ants right here, if I can get my little fingies off of it so you can see the fire ant. And then we have the raccoon. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get my book. Just one moment. I'm sorry. I should have had this prepped for us before we started. Okay. Our book. We are looking for the fire ants and the raccoon. I read them in the order they fell out. It's important to me to do it. That's how I'm called to do it, so that's how I do it. Fire ants. Yes. Bear with me. I'm sorry. There's no index in the book. Beaver, the oyster, the frog, swan, the cheetah, the gazelle. Got it. Sorry. The fire ant. The fire ant energy flares up without us noticing. It's the force that attracts us to people and situations that feed our imbalances rather than those that counter them. Gossiping and blame are a few indicators that misaligned fire ant energy is at play. You may also find yourself stewing on a person or situation, only making things worse. How can you break free of this karma and cool down? Fire ants are surprisingly sensitive. Don't pretend the heat isn't getting to you. Okay, so some of you may be in the middle right now. Some of you might be right there on that line of making that decision to change your whole life. Some of you might be feeling like, it feels like I'm being crushed, like the world is falling in on me. And you need to understand, you're going to hear gossip and rumors, and people are going to say things. You need to understand that's not you. You're feeling the heat, the fire to your feet because things need to change, and you can feel it. You can acknowledge it. You can see it. You can bring it to the forefront. And you do need to focus, and that's what's like balance your practicality and spirituality, meditate and contemplate. You might really have to go in and do that into work to hear that, we have to change something. We are on the course of changing something. Let's go ahead and talk about the raccoon energy. The raccoon energy. Raccoon energy is at play within all artists to greater or lesser degrees. At best, it indicates talent, tenacity, and skillfulness with a particular musical instrument or creative tool. Its shadow side points to an unresolved issue around self-image and success. Sometimes using a stage name or wearing a mask works in an artist's favor. Other times it limits creativity. Who am I to? Am I who my audience thinks I am? What if I am all ready to grow into something more? Raccoon energy won't let us off the hook until this creative ego fear is resolved. So, okay. What I'm getting for this is some of us are very gifted in different areas of our lives. Some of us are musically talented. Some of us are artistically talented. Some of us have skills and traits and gifts that we are honoring or we're not bringing to the forefront or we're not using for the betterment of our lives. Now, I'm not saying run away from your job and not be able to pay your bills and solely respond on just, painting paintings and selling those on the weekends to pay your bills. What I'm saying to you is you have a craft or a skill. It needs to become a side hustle. It needs to become a side hobby. It needs to become something that you now honor and give time to. That's what it is. You have to honor it and give it time. You have to understand, are you at your creative limits? Do you need to take a step even more into it? Like, you know what I mean? Do you need to keep pushing yourself beyond what your realm of normal is and what your realm of comfortable is, and maybe what you do? Maybe you need to push yourself to the next level in your artistic field. Okay? Or it's time to leave that job and push yourself into the next level of your respected field. Okay? And you're not going to get it from where you're at right now, and you're starting to realize that. Okay. That is what I have for you, Cancer. I hope you enjoyed the reading. This is the Hermit's Table. Until next time.